Sorry, little one.
覚悟してろよ。行くぜ。
Welcome to World Breaker Cool's Reviews. I'm your host, World Breaker Cool. And today I'm doing more of a rant. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I'm kind of pissed off about this. So I wanted to make sure you guys got a chance to see my emotions about this. So I got I was very happy today. I found two NECA figures that I never was even looking for a while because I gave up hope on them. And I found both of them. One was a crane right here. The other is a super shredder. So this is like a tale of two cities. Like there's two different things going on here. I feel like NECA is both two-faced, and one side's good, one side's evil. One side, they do a really good job with stuff, exceptional work. You can tell they're passionate about things. On the other side, you get stuff like this. So I've been searching for this figure for quite a while, and I finally find it, after I gave up. And check it out. Like, this one stuck here. It keeps on. I tried heating it up. It still goes back. But the biggest problem is the leg. It's on backwards, yo. I'm sorry. It's the same leg. It's the same leg as this one over here. Okay? I've got two right legs. This is the right leg as well. You can't tell as much here, but there's a lighter tone here and a darker tone in the back. Same thing here. The lighter tone's here, the darker tone's here. So I tried moving it around. If you look, it's meant to be on this side. So it's not even meant to be on this leg. So this is something that someone else did. And for $37, I think they could do a better job at explaining that. Okay? That's just my thoughts. I think you should, not even explaining, but just making sure you're actually saying, hey, let's do some quality control. Make sure we're not sending figures out like this, because that's a lot of money somebody's going to pay for. And if they get the wrong thing, they might not be able to find it again. And it's not like you can see it in stores because they had this much blocked off. So you couldn't see the legs. You can see this looking all gravy, but that's about it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I cannot remember seeing these because I feel like, yeah, these items were in the way. So you couldn't see how the leg was postured. So, and not only that, they don't even tell you how to get this part off. I mean, I figured it out, but it'd be nice to tell someone how to get Krang in the first place in here. But that's besides the point. Oh, what? Did you see that? That's part of his body flaking off on my stand. Yeah, that's the skin. I barely touched that. Flaking off. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, okay? I stopped collecting the Ninja Turtle line, at least the cartoon, just because they were so hard to find. I still only have like a select few, like Rocksteady and Bebop, Leonardo and Donatello. I've never found quite a few of them because they were really hard to find. But even when you find them, you get stuff like really loose legs. Like, look, I can barely touch this, and it's the legs are really loose. I have to have him leaning up against something for him to stay up. And it gets worse with some of these figures. I mean, the scope-wise, it's beautiful, okay? Scope-wise, again, NECA, you guys can't be beat when it comes to scope and just the accuracy, make them look authentic. But there is a price to pay for that, and sometimes the price is too high. I still would have gotten this guy again, but again, with certain things like this, that should not be. When you're paying this much for these figures, it shouldn't be. I guess I'll try to review him now that you've seen that I have him. He's going back. There's some paint rub right there. Let's see if I can pick that up all on the leg, and that was there before I start moving it around. So there's that. Articulation wise, you know what? I'm not even gonna review this. I'm too upset about that. I've got another paint defect right here. It's like chipped. And you can see like a white on it. Let me see if I can get like a light so you can see a little bit better. Not really, but it's not good. Okay, it's not good at all. This should be a happy day, but it's just like, how do you get this? And then at the same time, have something as good as that? No issues at all with this one. The quality on some of these figures, like I said, they seem to really get the movie stuff down pat. Because these are some of my favorite figures in my collection. I love NECA. I really liked what they were doing with so much with the Predators and everything like that. But when it comes to this line and some others, even Alien lines, there's a lot of looseness in some of the joints, and you get stuff like this when it's hard to find. It's like, why bother? Why bother? And I know they're trying to do a better job putting more product out like the Splinter Pack. That one's looking pretty good now. I'm happy that they paid attention to detail with putting more product out that way. But at the end of the day, it's inexcusable. You've got stuff like this where you've got a nice sculpt here. It looks wonderful. Why put the articulation in here if it's not going to work? You're going to have to heat this thing up and do some crazy stuff just to get it to move, because this is so stiff from all the paint. I don't understand why they added the articulation. Or am I wrong? Is there no articulation supposed to be here? It looks like it's articulated. So, I don't know. I mean, it comes with tons of accessories, but with this, it brings you to another point. If you own a NECA figure, okay, besides like the movie stuff's not as bad. But if you own, especially like the Bebop, I showed in my review. Some of these aren't the easiest to get out because of all the paint, which is good. It's nice to have paint, but sometimes they might have accessories that block them as well. And I can only imagine, you know, what kind of issues I would have getting this thing out. I'm not even gonna bother because it's going back. I guess at the end of the day, I would recommend this figure to someone who's never going to touch them. If you're gonna leave them in packages, then they're gonna have a great time with that because they display really well. But if you're trying to do toy photography or move them around, have like a nice little pose on your shelf or something, don't bother. I'm very disappointed. So until next time, peace and chicken grease.